Hello and welcome to DCP Live, episode number 284. We're not going to mention Elden Ring once podcast, not one time.
Briar's like,
once.
then why am I here?
Yeah. Well, I'll see you guys next week.
How are you guys doing?
Good. Good.
Good.
Pretty good.
Mylan, I like your style. You got such a retro thing going on with those glasses, man.
It's like I just walked into a computer science office in the 70s.
This is a true story, Mylan. My dad just bought a 1989 Corvette. Like, he just did. He just bought it. And I was making fun of him. I'm like, oh, you got to grow a mustache. And he's like, what do you mean? And I sent him a picture of you.
Really?
You know, like Magnum PI.
The great thing about the glasses is it gives you a lot of opportunity to make fun of chat. It's like if you want to go the actually, you go, actually, and you can pull them down. And you go,
Yeah.
What you want to do in Elden Ring is you want to use the bleed effect on the major boss. So,
Well, backseat you, chat.
Chat, yeah, it's good. A lot of comedic value in glasses. Given the blue light glasses to try because my eyes are now going
screen time?
full time. I'm just looking at my screen
Between lore, destiny, and Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Death may die.
What's up?
Oh,
my
Death
day may die. Death may die. Oh, that
I
makes
thought it was
sense.
Death may die. Yeah.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the
Yeah. Thanks for the follow to Mylan's channel. Death may die.
come follow DCP.
I don't know why the Elgato cam doesn't work in Discord. I've got to do it through OBS through the virtual camera. I don't know why. It doesn't
That's
like
weird.
it.
I didn't know that.
You know, it's finicky. It's like an extra challenge. It's like a secret in Elden Ring that you got to unlock to get to another area, but it's in another secret. So you got to do this secret to that secret to then lead to the other secret to finally get the ultimate secret.
You just said you were going to talk about Elden Ring.
I thought we were
It's
joking,
an analogy.
guys.
It's an analogy.
Yeah.
Okay? We're making comparisons. We're talking about life via Elden Ring comparisons.
Yeah, Briar, excuse
Something
me,
everyone
Briar.
Yes. Yes.
Actually.
I want
man.
some Australian slang or facts.
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot.
Just
What?
make it up. You're
Oh.
Australian.
Frick.
You're
Yeah,
Australian.
God.
Stall.
Just tell us about your
Stall for
day.
a sec.
Are you
Trust
making
us,
it
it'll
up?
be
you know what?
entertaining.
All right. In that case, I'll settle for your experience in Elden Ring so far, Mylan. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll settle
listen.
for that. All right. We've made an
Okay.
exception,
Okay.
guys. Okay.
Let me tell you this. I went too far.
Yeah? You went too deep.
I've never seen what's angry. And I felt legitimate anger from once.
I did not
What?
remove
I
the
heard about
caps lock
this.
for a while.
What did you do?
It was
is bad.
full caps lock on my watch. I killed Alexander the pot.
Oh, wow.
How could you kill him? Why would you do that?
Hefty. Did
Why would you
listen
do
to the
that,
words?
Mylan?
Did you listen to the words that came out of his mouth?
Yeah, it hit me because I'm stuck.
Yeah, with something big in his back. And I said, I will not be taking this.
He was asking.
Pretty sure that after you let him loose and then you hit him again, he complains a little bit. Like, it's not like you just hit him once. You have hit him a lot.
You got a taste of blood and then you were out for vengeance? Is that what's going on?
Well,
You're like
I
this-
don't know why. Everyone who plays Elden Ring is like, oh, they're enemies. We've been killing them the whole time. Why should I have sympathy for this pot dude?
I think that might be the first pot you see in the game.
That is the first pot.
No, I didn't see him till later because I wasn't exploring.
Oh.
Mylan doesn't explore, only kills
if
NPCs, holds on to all of his runes, like Tefty holds on to moats in Gambit, and then dies.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, what's all caps? All caps. What's up, chat? You might as well not even play the game, not pick up items, not do quests. Marlon's only going to do 40% of Elden Ring at this rate.
That's also true.
And then all caps, I am not holding backseating. Everyone post spoilers.
Wait, you became the backseater?
No, I wasn't gonna tell anyone
Moderate.
off for being backseating or spoiling. Although I kind of gave up with that in Mylan's chat.
I see.
a while
I
ago.
see. I see. I see.
They've lost control.
You were like the
Yeah.
first line of defense, and then after
Yeah.
that, you were like, "This war is,
Eh,
yeah.
well,
What's
good.
the point?"
What's the point?
I can't believe you killed Alexander, man. Like, he's first
I
off.
regret it.
First off, he is, I think, the nicest NPC in the game. He's so
Yeah.
jolly.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
He's a joy
well.
of sunshine in a
Yeah.
world
Yeah.
that sucks.
And like,
Yeah.
he gets down on himself later on that you're never gonna see because your quest line is destroyed.
Apparently, I know. Yeah,
He gets-
apparently
He
I
gives you
know
one of the
this.
best talismans in the game.
Oh, you're cutting yourself
Yeah.
off. Certain.
Did he
fire
drop
giant-
anything when you killed him?
Yeah, his
Yeah,
pride.
he drops.
He
What?
drops.
I don't even remember what he
flesh,
dropped.
guys.
Yeah.
He drops.
I
The
love
Flesh
flesh.
of the soldiers that are inside the
A
pot.
strip of
Hot
flesh,
flesh.
or something.
He drops flesh. He doesn't get the shard of Alexander. He doesn't get the talisman. He doesn't progress the story of Jarbairn. Nothing. You know,
He won't get
He's a-
Alexander's help against Radon.
multiple
Yeah.
bosses.
Or fire
Here's the thing.
giant.
Stop, please stop. I already have fear of missing out. Like,
Oh man, you miss it out big time now.
Fear of missing out, so I'll miss it all.
Yeah.
Take that.
I'm so fear of missing out. Now it's bad. Oh my god. I also heard. I heard that you like respect into all endurance as well. What the hell is
Yes.
this, man?
it was an endurance. It was my endurance build. It didn't go very well.
Of course
My
not.
endurance build.
What were you hoping to achieve with an endurance? build?
So, no. Well, first, no. This was also another gut reaction. I was
reaction.
saying, you know what? I wouldn't mind using some spells like sorceries. Like that'd be cool. And I was looking through my inventory, and I only had 4 sorceries. And then everyone in chat was like, "W only got 4 spells. Lol, lol, lol. You don't even have any magic you can use." So I was like, "F you." Fine, I'm gonna put all my stat points into something completely useless rather than like, you know. And yeah, I
get
immediately
it.
regretted it.
I get it.
I
You know,
immediately regretted
it's-
it. It was
It's the curse of the
bad.
streamer, the streamer retaliation of being told what to do, and because
Uh-huh.
I know the feeling, yeah. But sometimes it comes back to bite you. And an all endurance
Yeah.
build,
Yeah.
you know, you played
It was
Bloodborne.
unplayable.
Yeah, you played
It was
Bloodborne, right?
unplayable. Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine
unplayable.
Yeah,
just
he-
specking all into endurance in Bloodborne, like you
Well,
dodge, right?
It was part of the Wolverine playthrough because I had the claws, so I was just basically spamming.
Okay.
I was just relying on bleed. That's all I
Yeah.
was doing.
Yeah,
I was just spamming attacks and
Yeah,
hoping
you-
that they would bleed out.
You could definitely do that in the beginning of the game, yeah.
Yeah, but I did reach a point where I had to go and find another level tier, whatever it is, to
Oh, see, okay.
respec again properly
Yeah.
Mhm.
to undo the
It
mistakes.
was pretty bad. Just doing no
Yeah.
damage. Just no
It was
damage
bad.
at all.
I can sense the remorse in your voice right now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
There was
Yeah.
a bad day because I killed Alexander the same day. I think it was endurance.
It was the
build
same
and
day.
Alexander.
It was maybe within like 10
my
minutes. It was
God. You wait, you
was-
killed him and then went all the way over there to respec? You already killed the queen and then you met Alexander?
I can't remember. It was. I just remember getting off stream and going, "I've gone too far." Watts is angry at me. Like,
Whew, my God. Sounds like a
I made Watts
train
angry at
wreck.
me once.
it was
yeah.
it was bad.
Man, what are you gonna do,
Still
man?
got teeth
How you-
marks in my leg because of it.
Are
we
you
gonna
gonna be able
do?
to salvage this playthrough?
Well, here's where the big brain comes into it, Teft.
Mm.
I've just earned myself a second playthrough of Elden Ring because of all the NPCs I've killed
Mylan,
along
you'll be
the way.
lucky if you
Earned.
finish the first one.
Yeah, I think I'm 90 hours in.
Mylan's
Man.
accidentally doing like a level 1 challenge playthrough because he never levels up. He has no NPCs, no items from any quest.
Stop! I'm already dead.
No,
My God.
Uh,
I think
There
I
you
would
go.
actually be angry watching you play that game.
I
Well,
think-
look.
So we had Mylan on the TV. Had Mylan on big TV. Got nothing else to watch. We'll throw Mylan on big TV. Toma was watching. He walked away and he said, "I can't watch this.
Can't
It's
watch
too.
this."
It's too chaotic. It's too."
Oh shit.
Oh my god. Oh.
No.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer Australian facts. Let's hear that instead.
Okay, I'll bring you Australian facts next time.
Yeah. I apologize to my past self for requesting Mylan's experience about Elden Ring so far, because now I'm a bit salty about this.
That was a
Yeah,
lot to take in.
Yeah,
That was a lot. That was a lot to find out.
Yeah, I was like, I think I've got to stop memeing and play the game properly.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Can't believe it. Yeah. 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 I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
it's done. It's
Done. What's done is done. Anything interesting happened this week, guys?
In Destiny,
Yes. Any lore
Yes.
happen in Destiny?
was there any lore?
Nothing that's come up, but I have. And you guys did follow through on your promise when I gave you a sneak peek of Rasputin, and you obviously went over and liked the video and watched it because it did very well.
Excellent.
So I do have some notes on.
I botted it for you.
Thank you. I think
Did you bot them to do the taint scratcher comment as well?
there were some taint scratches in
Excellent.
the comments.
Nice.
Yes.
Good
Nice.
job,
Glad
everybody.
to hear it. Glad to hear it.
Good job.
Very happy about that.
The darkness trees. In the raid when you killed the boss, right? The bosses and all these like the veins and tree things come out. I was like, what's the deal with those? I looked at making a video about that. So I have some notes on the trees that I guess come out of the bosses, which is pretty cool. I can tell you about it now. I can tell you about it later, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the lore. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with the
Lore?
trees?
What's up with the trees?
Yeah, restore my faith in you, Mylan, because I'm currently
Okay.
low right now. Yeah.
let me recover. So I guess the obvious thing is Val the Disciple is a very visual raid in regards to storytelling. You know, you have Worm Mummy, you have the Upended, you have the Leviathan Bone, you have the Mosaic. So
Six
when
asses.
you see 6 asses, yes. When you see a boss die, and Bungie specifically added this animation of, you know, these trees and things, all these veins coming out of you, like, whoa, there must be some lore. You got to do a lot of digging to work out, or even speculate on what it's about. So that's what I looked at doing. There are 4 pieces of lore that I use to sort of describe what's going on. One is the exotic raid Sparrow, which I believe is not actually out yet, right? I've read the lore tab on it, but I don't think you can actually get it yet. The second is Rolk's lore when he met the Witness. The third is the lore from the exotic machine gun, Grand Overture. And the fourth one comes from some concept art about Rolk, which had a couple of notes from the artist on it, which is really cool. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a proboscis worm before. Have you seen
Rings
a
a
video
bell,
about that?
actually.
It does ring a bell. I don't know what it is though.
If you punch it into YouTube, you either got to think it's really cool or really gross. And this guy has a worm on his hand, and the proboscis is like this internal thing that like comes out, and usually it like captures things, or it's a defensive mechanism for a worm.
It's a
And-
skeleton that grabs people.
Yeah, like comes out of their mouth, and then
Like
it sucks
Alien?
back in. It literally looks like the darkness trees, and that was
Yeah.
the note on the concept artist note was like snakes out like proboscis worm. So that sort of becomes
Interesting.
part of the theory too. So in the exotic raid Sparrow, it has a person driving a Sparrow, and they crash it, and it tells you that they have a sample from the pyramid ship on the Sparrow, And when they crash it, their leg breaks and they're all sort of literally mangled, is how they describe their leg. And the container cracks open from this sample from the pyramid ship. And it snakes, like it calls it like darkness veins, snakes its way towards the person. And when it makes contact, it fixes their leg. Their leg, like bone that's like out of the skin, like pops back in and like heals. And then they also start feel like they're being controlled. And this person, Marco, ends up shooting the reactor of the Sparrow to cause this massive explosion. And he talks about like tearing his mind away from whatever this thing is and shooting the Sparrow to cause it blow up. So it sounds very similar to what we see in the pyramid ship. Is these darkness veins like snaking their way towards you. And in this case, it healed this person and also tried to control their mind. You get similar sort of imagery when you look at Rolk, because Rolk fell down the abyss, became broken, met the witness, became unbroken, became the disciple. So I'm sort of speculating that this is, obviously darkness related, likely acting on behalf of the witness, and this idea of healing someone and then also controlling them, which would make sense if you think about the bosses being, in the raid and doing the work of the witness essentially. And when they die, this thing comes out and it's designed like the worm. And so I don't think you see it in game, but I think the intention is if it were to play out, it would do damage to you or it would heal you and like try to control you to become like a minion of the witness. But because it's a raid and it would be pretty bullshit if you killed the boss and then this tree thing comes out and starts like capturing you and like wiping your team.
Awesome.
It would be awesome. People
Phase
may not be
2,
happy.
baby.
Yeah, phase
phase
2
two.
boss fight like that.
So that's pretty much it. My theory for the darkness tree is a little bit of lore behind, what they're trying to do, which is essentially capture you as they come out of the bodies.
I want to say it's pretty funny that he shot the sparrow and we were shooting the sparrow to get past the bugs day one.
True.
Yeah.
It's part of the lore. We
lore.
were supposed to shoot the sparrows.
Sparrows. Yep. Cause
That's
many
so funny.
explosions.
That makes sense.
Friends
Yeah.
this is probably not why. It's
Right,
happening,
nope, it's in the
but
lore. It's in the
Yeah,
lore.
it's in the
friend.
lore.
Literally.
Lore, friend.
literally in the, yeah.
Yeah. So if, as your YouTube homework chat, if you want to look at something cool, just type in proboscis worm and it'll probably be the top one and give that a watch.
And make sure to put Taint Scratcher in the comments.
Yep.
On that YouTube video.
Yeah. Everyone will know if the DCP clan
Oh
who
man.
go to every video saying Taint Scratcher.
It makes me think of the time everybody was hissing everywhere. Remember that? It's like 2016, 17.
Yeah.
Everyone was hissing.
Or like the tanks in YouTube comment section, because they normally used to be very strict of what you could post in a YouTube comment section, and then it all went to hell.
Right.
And people were just doing all sorts of stuff in the comments.
Yeah.
Good times.
Wild.
Simple times.
Simple times.
Simple times.
Mm-hmm. Well, interesting. So you think because they put an animation in the game like that detailed, that it's probably going to be, it's representative of things to come for future darkness type of enemy potential type of stuff?
I don't know. I did find it interesting that there was quite a bit of work in that, right? These snaking things
Right.
like materialize, and it's sort of like there wasn't really anything specific apart from that Sparrow entry and piecing together some of the other bits. So I was surprised there wasn't more lore on that, because there is lore on the Caretaker and obviously a huge amount of lore on Rolk and a lot of environmental storytelling. So they might expand on it for sure. But also it could just be one of those concept things that never sort of made its way officially into the lore, so to speak, because it is throughout the whole concept artwork, like this idea of this worm, this proboscis worm, these like tentacles coming out, and also they play with a lot of like nerves and like neurons, and Rolk being like the nerve center with it, like everything coming out from him. So,
Hmm.
you know, it has that concept there, but it didn't really transform into like a lore entry, so to speak.
Right. Fascinating.
It's
Okay.
fascinating.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that
And so
glimpse.
next week, I will have a video on Lisbon 13, who made its way back into the lore, who was one of the Guardians who pretty early on got darkness powers from the Black Garden, met a doppelganger, met the Witness,
Oh.
and has had their memories returned at the Altar of Reflection.
Hmm.
Oh,
wow.
interesting.
Yeah. That's
Tell us
next
about
week.
that, guys. Do it right now. Hurry up.
Not until you forgive my sins about Alexander.
I'm gonna need at least another couple weeks,
Yeah, that's unforgivable.
especially
one
after
might be off
seeing
the
the end of his
table.
quest. I'm gonna need a bit to forgive you.
Okay, copy that.
I gotta look that up. Make sure I didn't screw the rest of the quest up. My God.
You're probably fine.
Yeah, that's very fascinating.
And
we get-
people always ask, because I saw that Jerome also asked that if that's the same stuff as from the Glycon. I see that all the time.
Don't think so because they are quite distinctively different. The Glycon stuff is more related to the Drifter and what he has in his like cryo chambers, which relates to the Drifter's lore when he went to this icy planet, found these monoliths, and found these creatures that drain the light. Because the Drifter was trying to find technology and create weapons that could drain Guardian's light because it was during the Warlord age and essentially needed a way to fight back against them. So I don't think it's the same. I think it's different.
Yeah, those also look more organic on the Glycon versus like a metallic kind of mineral thing that's happening with Rolk and that stuff, right?
Yeah. If you put them side by side, they'd look quite different. The Drifters ones are like little, they're almost like plants. They got like a little head on them too, like almost like a snake head. Whereas these other ones are quite like branches, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I actually added the bit about Rasputin in there, which was because, you know, last time I talked about Rasputin when they went into his mindscape and it was in the bramble. It's very similar imagery to that. So that's what, for me, connects it back to the Witness. You know, this idea of like corruption, controlling. You defeat a boss, and this is like a last-ditch attempt to like capture whoever defeated the boss, right? Bring them back in to become like the next minion of the Witness, so to speak.
Interesting. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. They're cute.
Yeah, very cool.
Very cool.
Well, should we dig into the TWAB?
We want to talk about Gambit first?
Oh, yeah.
Your favorite thing, Tafty?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you play Gambit this week?
I didn't, and it's because I remembered that it's still the way it is, that they changed it. Even though invasions are swapped right now.
Yeah, the heavy ammo stuff is kind of depressing. I'm gonna say I don't think that the team behind Gambit is going in the right direction with what they're wanting to do. Like people having with heavy ammo and the meta of heavy ammo and Gambit ruining Gambit, adding more heavy to that does not make it better.
No,
and because
it's more consistent heavy now.
It's more consistent. Like you can fight the invader, sure, but you don't have a decision to make, right? Because you clear a wave and you get heavy. You clear a wave, you get heavy. You clear a high value target, you get heavy. There's always a way for you to reliably get heavy. So you never have to make the decision of, do I want to invade with this heavy? Do I want to kill like a big dude with the heavy to get moats as fast as possible? You don't have to make the decision ever. Which I don't think is smart. But I did play the new Gambit, Invasion Swap.
How was it?
That was it.
For people who don't know what it is, instead of you banking moats, and when you get to a certain amount, you can invade. When you get to a certain amount, they can invade. It's kind of a little more relaxing. It's not super different, but it's a little bit more relaxing in that you know they're not coming because you control when they come over. So you can kind of just chill, have a good time. Well, of course, you'll probably lose if you go too slow.
Right.
But you don't have to think, when are they going to come? When are they going to invade? When are they going to invade? You don't have that going on in your head. So you're kind of just chilling while you're getting moats. I have found that most people tend to just go for 15 now because there's no one going to come and invade and
Makes
kill
sense.
you.
Yeah.
We did fight one team who are pro Gambit players.
Pro
Apparently.
Gambiteers, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
And what they were able to do is
That is a life wasted.
That's like killing Alexander
you're allowed to be
Warrior
rude
Jar.
to them because they teabagged. So you are allowed to say whatever you please. So, so with the invasions, you can't stack them up. So if you don't use your invasion and then they unlock another invasion, you lose an invasion. So the way that they were doing it is they banked just enough to be under the threshold for you being able to invade. And then they would bank all of them at once. And that essentially gives you enough to just get your primeval up. So not only you missed out on 2 invades during the moat collection phase, and you go right into only invading during the primeval phase. And at that point,
I
you're
remember
like,
it was Tessie or
it's
Mylan
over.
predicted that strategy last week when they first announced this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is the strat for this. That would be the strat to get games done super quickly and win pretty much every time.
Mm-hmm. Get her done.
Get her done.
Which means you got to convince 3 other people to come to Gambit with you. I mean, that's the challenge.
Yeah,
you gotta squat up.
Yeah, if I do anything else in Destiny, the team fills up instantly. I'm like, hey guys, want to do some Gambit? Gambit? We'll be at like 2 or 3.
Quiet.
We want to do Gambit.
No Gambiteers out there? Wow.
No Gambit.
My
Just tell them
goodness.
you're doing a raid and then kick 2 people. Surprise, Gambit.
Surprise Gambit inspection. Get in
You know,
there.
I did get the Gambit memento though for my time in Gambit, so I put that on my gun now. Now I just need to level up my gun so I can use the shader on it. That's exciting.
Yeah. Just things to do, obviously.
I like shaders. I actually like the memento system if they fleshed it out a little bit more and added a lot more.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about that too. It's like, oh, nice first like attempt at it, but I want to see a deeper system in there to make it more customizable.
Definitely.
Okay, so it's like this is the first taste, right? That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Subtle kind of changes. Like it's not a huge sweeping change. I mean, if you are coordinated with the four-person squad, then you can definitely, like you said, shortcut past those first invasions really easily. You said that you don't really feel like the team for Gambit is heading in the right direction.
Yeah, it's just the heavy change, man. It seems so it's like, what's the problem? People are invading with rockets and they can't fight back. How do we solve it? Give the other team rockets.
More rockets.
So it's not really, it's like a band-aid to kind of make it feel, I guess, more fair for when you're getting invaded, but it doesn't ultimately fix anything with Gambit. It's not targeting any of the actual issues with Gambit.
It almost feels like the team is feeling like, well, it's good enough. Here's a little bit of changes, here's a little adjustments.
Maybe, yeah.
But in reality, it feels like from our perspective, it needs a lot of changes or a lot of
It feels
shaping.
like it made it worse, really.
Oh, definitely.
Because
for me,
people just have you all the time.
Yeah,
And
that heavy
it's-
change was definitely not it because it was like, oh, we see a lot of people are doing things with heavy and invading. Invasions are kind of, lopsided and all that. And then it's like, well, let's give everybody the tools to invade and be this way or fight back. It's like,
yeah, someone comes in, it's Galahorn, Eyes of Tomorrow. You go in, Galahorn, Eyes of Tomorrow. It's and then this is another thing that also makes me a little like, is that they changed the tracking on rockets specifically for Gambit.
They did?
Really?
Yeah. In PvP.
When did they do that?
So both in Gambit and in regular PvP, the tracking is not as strong on rockets.
Huh.
It makes sense.
But it's like, you see what I mean?
It's
Where
a
I'm like,
Band-Aid.
these changes aren't. I would prefer that they just did nothing and they went away and really thought about like what they could do to make Gambit just be better and not do these little kind of like, well,
Be
tracking's
better,
worse.
Gambit.
Yeah, tracking's worse and you have more heavy. It's good. It's like just keep doing all these strange changes, especially for something like Truth, right? Like Truth, its whole identity is tracking.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, it's I'm a little spooked. We do have another Gambit labs. I can't remember what that one was. I'll probably find it. Invasion
It was
swap
something
is
thief or something, wasn't it? Something about
it
thieving.
was the one that
Sneaking?
sounded a bit cooler.
I think if you're invading and you hide, it removes moats? Question mark.
Yeah, drains the moat or locks it down or something like that, right? Probably just
Yeah.
Yeah.
drains.
Oh,
if
I
you're
think I
invading.
found it. Maybe. Let's see. Gambit Labs. That's freelance rotating. Oh god, this was a big problem.
I mean,
This was a massive.
it
Gambit
sounds like
one.
labs should focus on ways to modify heavy.
I know
That
everyone
Okay.
says that.
isolate
It is
to-
Moat Thief. You're right. It's called Moat Thief.
There you go.
So they said normal moat drain from having 2 blockers is disabled. Instead, every second the invader is invading, 1 moat drains directly from your bank to the invader's bank.
Yeah.
So it's less about going in there and killing people and more so going in there and trying to stay alive to drain moats.
Yeah.
Or you can
Or
make the
do both.
decision. Yeah, that's a bit more interesting, right? Because you're kind of making the decision of, do I poke my head out and kill them to get rid of the moats they're holding, or do I just try and stay safe to drain some moats while I'm here? Like, that seems more interesting. I think in general, it's good to make the player make decisions about what they're doing. Do I
Yeah.
want to invade with heavy? Do I want to kill enemies? Do I want to risk dying and not be able to drain moats to get some moats from these guys, or do I want to drain moats? I think decisions are good.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest problems is when people want to play Gambit like it's Crucible. Because
Yeah.
it's like I get it, you just want to go in and slay, but the game mode doesn't really it doesn't foster like a good community when that's like the purpose of people invading. It's better when those invasions have purpose, like draining a moat or like there's so many things that they could do. Like if you invade, you need to go and like sabotage something. Like that would be awesome. Be like, oh, the
Yeah.
invaders here,
Yeah.
they're sabotaging our thing. We need to go take care of that, as opposed to invaders here. Let me just go hide because I have moats and wait till they're gone. You know?
Yeah.
If the invader
Yeah, I
had
agree.
a PvE like objective,
Mhm.
other than just killing, like if he had to do damage to the bank or something, like that would put him at risk. It would there'd still be a big PvP like component to it, but he'd become less of a hunter and more of a hunted.
Yeah.
And that could be a lot of fun.
I
Yeah,
think
I
it-
honestly
yeah.
think there's a lot they could do with Gambit. Like, I think there's a lot of options there to explore.
Mhm.
I'm glad they're doing labs, and I will say the change where if you drop moats, you don't drop all of your moats; they're not all gone, is cool. And I like being able to go in and invade, and I kill someone, and I can grab their moats because
Yeah, that's nice.
I drop.
How'd you feel about the boss phase, primeval phase? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't think I like it very much.
I hate it.
Because it just extends it, right? Because
Oh,
I
God.
think if you're gonna do the whole health gating thing, once you've got it past a certain health gate, it shouldn't be able to be health gated ever again.
Mhm.
So if someone invades and they kill everyone and goes all the way back up, you should be able to get it down to the last health gate that you were at. When it's just
Yes.
back and forth like this, it's just like, oh, gotta go find the envoys. Oh, we're all dead. Another health.
Yeah.
It's
As soon as the envoys show up, guess what? Invader. It's like, oh, now we're killing the envoys, and now we're dealing with the Vader, and like it keeps on. Oh, it drives me crazy. I think that more than anything is the reason why I was like,
Yeah.
oh, do I really want to try this new Gambit mode? Because I really hate the primeval changes that they did.
resetting the health gate is I don't know
Ugh.
why that's a thing. Like, sure, you heal the primeval, right? But don't make you have to go through the same health gate again.
Drives me crazy because you
Yeah.
just you feel like you dump all your heavy, thinking you're making progress, and
Mhm.
then an invasion happens. It's like, yeah, well, you shouldn't have used your heavy then because it's all gone, all that progress. Should have known. Should have been better. Yeah. Well, they need to do some
Gambit.
changes.
Gambit. I got a memento though, and that's nice.
Nice loot.
Do
It
they have to
did.
do something about Gambit, or is it time to like cut the cord on Gambit? Is it time to just say, okay, we tried. Maybe our development efforts are best spent on something else. Like this idea just isn't getting us where we want to go.
I would agree with you if I didn't think there was so much potential for Gambit, because there
Yeah.
is a
There is,
huge
yeah.
potential for like not very many games have this like PvE thing going on, and they're really cool, especially in a game like Destiny. It's so there's just some really strange choices in there that make you go, come on. Like, of course this is going to be a rampant problem. Of course rockets are going to be an issue.
Yeah, so I wish they could just do something with like if you invade, no one can use heavy. Oh, your heavy is just locked. Everything's locked. Beep beep, banks closed, the heavy's closed. Use your primary. Because the few invasions that I've done where their team is just like running at me with primary weapons is so fun. Because it actually feels cooler to feel like you're being hunted. You're going into enemy territory and you're trying to stay safe. That feels really cool.
Yeah.
So having everyone running at me, someone ran at me with a glaive and was trying to stab me. That was cool. That was really fun. But everyone's just standing super far back, shooting a rocket, reload, shoot a rocket. Or if you're using Gallahorn, you don't need to reload. Just shoot two
If you guys were Johnny Bungie and you are now in charge of like the budget for Destiny for the next year, and you had a choice, should I spend a bunch of time and money on PvP or spend it on Gambit? Which one would you choose?
But I'd spend it on PvP personally, but that's because from a selfish standpoint.
It would be PvP, but it's also like Tefty said. I think there is potential in Gambit and having a PvE PvP mode, but it also needs a lot of work, I think, to get to that spot, and that I think is probably a hard justification at the moment because it's like a cycle. It's like low player pop. People don't like playing it because it's not good. Makes it hard to justify spending money on it to like really bring it to where it needs to go.
Yeah. It's a conundrum because like it's not popular because it has some poor choices in its designs that make people not want to play it, so therefore it's not going to get popular and continue down that path. But if they had some really interesting intricacies in there, like you said, if you were invading and then you're hunted now because you're invading, and they got rid of that terrible health gating system that's in there right now. Ugh,
yeah, get rid of that.
It just drives me crazy thinking about that.
Get rid of that.
Like it makes me think of Mylan killing Alexander. Like it's that bad. Like terrible.
Oh, that's really bad.
Yeah, it's a terrible choice. There really is something there. Like I don't know. PvP, in my opinion, right now, is a victim of the sandbox. It's a victim of like the fantasy of Destiny, and the more it shifts towards a competitive shooter, the less Destiny you get, and the more it shifts towards the fantasy of space magic, the worse PvP gets. So I don't know. Like I'd love to see more maps and love to see more modes, but I also think like Gambit has like this golden thing that's in there that they just haven't cracked yet.
You know what I'd love to see? If you invade, just give them a relic. Okay, so they can't use any other weapon. They just get teleported. Boom, you got the Vogue relic. Go do work.
I'm gonna go to the bank and just shield.
Do you know? Then at least it's something that's already exists in the game that we've seen multiple times. You know, we've seen different relics in Valve Disciple. Yeah, give them the nut. Give them the laser nut. Run around with that. Like
it would be pretty fun if you invaded and got a random relic, and each one kind of gave you a different job that you could do with that.
Yes.
How you could approach the invasion.
I like that, and then you'd have to think on your feet like once you got there.
Yeah.
Relic only.
Yeah.
And then the time gating stuff as well. Yeah.
See, I love those ideas, but really what it comes down to is the mechanics get like boiled down to a real rudimentary system. It's like, well, invasions are just go and get kills. Moats are just deposit in the center. That's it until you get the primeval. Yeah. I don't know. It needs a touch more stuff in there.
Yeah.
Not too much, but just a bit more.
The best Gambit games of my life are the ones that are over the fastest. I don't know, adding more stuff is going to make it better.
I think it could be really fun.
I think it could be, but I don't know if it could be in Destiny.
Would you play Strikes or
the sandbox
Gambit?
with Destiny just makes it like having all these like super powered weapons just makes it.
Briar, given the choice,
like hard
would
to
you
balance.
play Strikes or would you play Gambit?
Strikes.
But you say you hate Strikes, playing them over and over.
Look, I played a lot of these strikes. I mean, there's a few new ones mixed in there, but I mean, some of them are very old at this point. I don't find a whole lot of fun in Gambit. It's just not the thing I like. I like PvP better than I like Gambit by a lot.
All right. Well, that was a nice discussion of Gambit.
There you go, Gambit.
Gambit.
Anyone do any GMs? Huh? Anybody?
What's this change about the acute burn? Someone's got an acute burning sensation.
Yeah,
they said
so-
it wasn't gonna have a acute burn, and it did have a acute burn, and they said it was a mistake.
What the hell,
accident. Sorry
Bungie?
about that.
It was a
Yeah.
mistake. Yeah. So they've added like you do percentage more damage, like more arc damage, and they also do a percentage more arc damage to you.
How is
Yeah.
GM? I've kind of been stuck in
tell
the
you.
lands between, if you know what I'm saying.
Not a
That
level.
sounds like a sex joke.
The 2 finger section.
Sounds like a taint scratcher.
Rivers of blood.
Honestly,
2 finger.
The power grind. I'll skip over that one. The power grind with the pinnacle grind is destroyed me. When it was just the pinnacle grind each season, like you only had to do it once, and you went into the next season and you basically just had to do pinnacles and you had X amount of time to get up there before gems. I was always at level. I have not been at level because I haven't been consistent in doing my pinnacles each week because I just at a point where I don't like doing stuff I don't like doing.
You don't want to play
Look,
Gambit?
you can admit it. We all admitted it. You can admit it too. Elden Ring has captured you.
Oh, and Elden Ring. Yeah. That's also true. That's also true.
I will say with GMs, I don't understand the reason behind needing those extra artifact levels when you could just make the contest level a different level.
Yeah.
Like you could just make the enemies be 15 above pinnacle cap. Why does it need to be 15 above the artifact above pinnacle?
Yeah, I mean, we did the raid. The raid is supposed to be like pinnacle content, and now you got this more strikes, but ultra.
But wasn't that the
strike?
whole idea? It was supposed to give people a reason to level up because there was for a long time no reason to level up after
I'm
the raid,
sure.
right? You
Yeah.
did the raid, and then there was literally no reason to interact with leveling up at all.
Yeah,
And I think that's why they created this system,
but
was to motivate you.
right. But the issue is that what we said as a community, what we wanted, in fact, actually meant like a real reason to do that stuff. Not just like a number to go up.
Yeah.
I mean, GMs already have the contest mode where it doesn't matter if you're over leveled. So the whole having to be a certain level to get into GM is just literally gatekeeping you from doing content unless you've spent time doing your pinnacles.
It keeps even more people away from doing it, which are already kept away from needing a group and maybe feeling intimidated by going on LFG and all of that stuff. It keeps even more people out because people can't dedicate the time to getting 15 above.
Yeah, if again is because we've played so much of the same stuff, and then to be like, well, go do more of that same stuff to get to the level that you were at last season to play the same strikes to do GMs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that loop is tired at this point and needs to be replaced. Right?
Yeah, and I think you will start to see people drop off. I mean, there will always be a portion of people that are motivated by the loot and they'll do anything to get that loot.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think that portion will start to diminish as Destiny gets older. And you'll get people like us who are like, you know what? Right now, with other games I can play, I don't feel like doing the grind is worth getting the loot.
Also,
'Cause I've
the
got
loot
other loot that's
itself
already
doesn't
comparable.
change enough, right? It's like the loot itself
True.
is like it looks different and it's got different perks, but ultimately it's this like the same guns over and over again, right? It's like you got a fast firing hand cannon and a slow firing hand cannon and slightly different perks than you had last season, but like ultimately, unless you're really like you really like kind of that elite level that could feel the differences. Like most people can't really feel the differences on the perks, you know. Like the loot has been the same for so long, right? Like some archetypes haven't changed since Destiny 1. So it's hard to get excited about like a slightly new looking heavy machine gun, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do like challenging content. Like,
Me too.
I think
Contest in this raid was like perfect.
yes, really enjoyed that, and I actually would attempt the GMs this week if I didn't have to reach the level
Same.
minimum. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
same.
I'd be excited to try it with you guys, to go in because I do have a fun time with that. But again, the level requirements, just
It's a conversation about the need for power level when you've got contest mode and legendary campaign. Or legendary campaign, level doesn't matter. Contest mode raid, level doesn't matter. Technically, level doesn't matter in GMs either. You just need to reach a level before you can get in the door.
Yeah.
It's your ticket into it.
yeah.
So it's like
It
you
says-
have all these activities that level doesn't matter.
Yeah, it says you put this amount of time into the season so far, therefore you're welcome in to play this. Otherwise, get out.
This is it's really a symptom of these kind of games, right? Where you initially make a system and then the game evolves and you're like, "Oh, things are changing in this way." So they make a new system. So instead of creating something from the ground up that's balanced around the leveling and the content and everything's all nicely packaged together and feeds into each other, it's just like little bits and pieces just added and taken away, and it's a symptom of a live service game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think you're right, Watts. I think they need to do it too because like a system just starts to age, and
It does,
whether it's
yeah.
a good system or not, you just get bored of interacting with it, and you just want to feel something new, you know.
And I really, really want them to open up matchmaking for more difficult stuff. Like the game has been out for a long time now. We can trust play. You can even have a little message that says, "We don't recommend going in solo and matchmaking for this activity. It's not going to be like the peak experience for you, but go ahead if you want to do that." Like, man, you can't not being able to matchmake was it legendary battlegrounds, master battlegrounds?
Mhm.
The harder
Oh, yeah.
battlegrounds
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wellspring, you mean? Wellspring.
Well, no, the other one.
Oh, you're talking about Battleground.
PsyOps.
Mm.
You're doing PsyOps. Right.
PsyOps. Yeah, that one. You should 100% be able to matchmake into that. It's really not even that difficult with people just dicking around. Of course, it's a little bit more difficult, but you totally should be able to match for that. You should be able to match for more difficult nightfalls. I think it's just time that you allow people to just try the content,
Isn't it partially because they lock loadouts? It's probably part of it.
They do, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
sure it is part of it.
Yeah.
Bye, Danny. Bye, Danny.
Danny was coming in to scold you about Alexander.
Yeah, she was coming in to
And
get
by
off
the
game.
way, yeah, it's a problem. Also, the numbers is going to keep on going up now, right? It's like 15, 60, 90, like could have hit 2,000 or so. Be like,
I'm sure eventually they'll completely change it and it'll all be totally
maybe
different.
when Lightfall hits, we all get like zapped of our power.
Nuked.
Yeah, and then it becomes like a symbol. It's a symbol system. So you can't even tell what level you really are.
Like Prince?
Yeah. Well, it's a problem that someone who's really smart needs to solve on a design level.
Like I'll sit here and say, hey, what you doing with Gambit? Stupid. But I couldn't do any better. Most likely.
It's difficult.
I don't.
Difficult problem.
I'm not. I would not want to do any of this or fix any of these problems.
Yeah. And then attach your name to it so people come
Yeah.
and say,
And then tweet about it. I was responsible for this.
No.
There's a TWAB. Should we read it?
There is indeed a TWAB. It is definitely quite light.
Light TWAB.
Light TWAB. They just go on the invasion swap, like this is a thing that's different. They do go into the acute burn. So they have a slight clarification on the patch notes dealing with acute burn. Because in the patch note that people read, it was incorrectly noted that these burns would not be present in Grandmaster difficulty. Acute burns are intentional and replace the unique strike modifiers. Smaller burns plus extra knockback or splash damage. The new seasonal modifiers, invisible enemies, etc., are not in Grandmasters. So it's the acute burn that's in GMs, and they just got it a little bit mixed up with saying that seasonal. It's seasonal modifiers. I cannot imagine playing a GM where things are just invisible. That would be. I want to play that.
That doesn't
I
sound
don't know why
fun.
Dado would do this to us.
How
Yeah.
could Dado do this? Jesus.
Maybe if we all tweet him,
Yeah.
he'll fix it for us.
Yeah.
Everyone's
changes
just
at Bungie.
Yeah. I've had that a few times, or like people thinking we all work at Bungie. It's like, can you fix this? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I encourage that. I'm like, yeah, I'll get right on it. But
Yeah.
I'm going to ban you first because this is a private account, you asshole.
So, yeah, that's that. Next week we have Iron Banner returning. And it says, while we're planning a larger TWAB to cover upcoming changes, our one piece of advice to you this week is to spend your Iron Banner tokens. Complete your Iron Banner quest and redeem your Iron Banner bounties. We have some updates to Saladin and how he'll be dishing out rewards, which naturally leads to the retirement of Iron Banner tokens and bounties. You have 2 Iron Banner weeks left to spend these tokens. So you don't need to do it this coming week. You could do it the final week that Iron Banner is here, but just keep in mind that you only have 2. So
Yeah, I
spend
gotta
your
spend
tokens.
Get her done.
I think I got like
Spend them.
3,000.
Yeah, there's really good Iron Banner has really good weapons. So
I still need to get that
go
blade.
turn them in.
I never went and get that.
Oh yeah, I didn't get it either.
lightsaber. Unrelenting chain
Yeah, the
reaction is
lightsaber with
really
explosive,
fun.
whatever the crap. Chain
And
reaction,
it's
yeah.
void.
Yeah.
I like lightsabers.
God.
Oh, it's explosions upon explosions.
Until Arc or Solar next season. And
Well, then I'll get the Arc
that's
Iron
the new
Banner laser sword. And then it does also say that they're looking into preventing the abilities bounty for their final Iron Banner before the next season comes out because it takes too goddamn long.
Yeah.
Thank
We have to
you.
get ability kills. Yes. I think we may have learned this in D1, but,
Why not a second go, right?
try out, maybe it's
round around
better
the
this time.
block. Yeah.
Well, we do have Void 3.0. We got Stasis, maybe
Yeah.
maybe it made sense. And then we have a thing about kilts for kids. So the Bungie Foundation is participating in numerous charity initiatives to raise funds for people in need. While we host our own streams and charity drives, once a year we dive back into our favorite kilts to drive for some wonderful goals in the name of support for children. So there's gonna be a brand new emblem, which kind of looks like a cyborg kilt.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, like a cyborg kilt pattern is
Like
how
Rasputin
I would
wore a
describe
kilt.
it. Yeah, if Rasputin wore a kilt, exactly.
Yeah.
So they have a goal of 77,777, and yeah, there are some incentives. If you do $50, you receive the emblem. So you have to do $50 for the emblem.
Okay.
100 the prize above, plus a postcard digitally signed by our Kilts for Kids team and mailed to you. $250, all the prizes, plus a unique piece of artwork made by Mark Fleeg. Fleeg. I'm going with Fleeg. Fleeg sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's perfect. Nailed it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's good.
Fleeg.
Yeah.
League.
500 gets you everything above, plus a physical print of Mark's exclusive art shipped to you. $1,000 gives you everything, plus a studio tour of Bungie's brand new headquarters. Our new
Dang.
HQ will be ready in late October of
Swank.
2022.
Awesome. Wow.
So you're going to be able to...
That would be actually cool.
that would be
It's
super
pretty
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be really cool.
And you can bring up to 2 guests.
You can bring up to 2 guests. Yeah.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Do you reckon if I did that, I could apologize to anyone I offended at Bungie about killing Alexander or not?
No.
They might not let you in.
I doubt it. It says right here, Bungie employees have the right to refuse answers to any questions. So
Yeah.
I think that would just refuse you entry.
Yeah. You're like,
Yeah,
whoa,
I
whoa,
would.
whoa, whoa. You killed Alexander. Get out.
Get out. You don't respect video games. You're not allowed in this house.
I just sent the clip over to the Guardian Con people and making sure you get banned from that.
And you'd look so good in Florida.
Yeah.
I would.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A Hawaiian shirt.
Mhm.
And then there is a little bit of, so we get a free emblem from this. But if you aren't aware of what has been going on in the world of the internet and Reddit and Twitch, there's a place on Reddit called r/place.
Yeah.
And last weekend, the Destiny Reddit got together to create art. So essentially, it's a bunch of people just collaborating to do pixels and create art with those pixels. And you're basically trying to hold it down against other people because they're trying to put art over your art and you have to defend it. And it's
Yeah, you
actually
can only
it's a
put
pretty cool
one
community.
pixel on the canvas every 5 minutes. And so it's like kind of like this race to kind of get your image on there. And the canvas is huge. It's worth going to look at. It's actually really kind of interesting.
It is really interesting. Yeah.
But then there's all these wars that happen between different subreddits about like the anti-cars one was getting ganged up on by like all of the other like car-based subreddits. I don't know what was going on with the Canadian one, but they couldn't either get their
Canada?
maple they either couldn't draw a maple leaf correctly or other people were just fucking with them. I'm not real sure what was going on there, but it was hilarious. It's a fun little event Reddit does.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a nice little, it's a wholesome community thing on Reddit where people can get together and just put some art together. Well, except the whole, it ends up sometimes getting a bit toxic with people, but you know.
In Reddit?
It's Reddit.
This was wholesome. This was,
Yeah, this
two Destiny communities, r/DTG and r/Destiny2. And they made a little art. There's like a Telesto there. There's a ghost. There's a Witch Queen symbol. There's the
Ace of
Traveler, Ace of Spades. Yeah, the Tower.
Is
Really
that
cool stuff.
is that Rolk there too?
I think that's
the
Rolk.
boot in the bottom right hand
Because
corner.
there's pyramids. Yeah.
Yep. He's holding his glaive out.
Nice.
Oh, that's his glaive. Yeah, of course.
Not his penis.
Yeah. Come on, Briar.
Damn.
Jesus.
They must have erased my pixel.
So to celebrate the efforts of these Reddits and the alliances they made with other communities in gaming and non-gaming communities, there's a brand new emblem that's just free. I'll put it in chat, but it is D97YCX7JK. Get yourself a free emblem. Go
Kind of
redeem
cool
it.
looking too, if you like black stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you're
it's
an
like
edgelord or a
you might. I feel like you might
Reformed
see this
Dead
one
Orbit
on
fanboy.
Reformed Dead. This might be a PvP player's emblem.
Yeah.
I could see that.
It's fine. That's basically it. You just have of course the Unbroken Seal is being retired, so if you want it, please go get it. Start now, or you will literally never be able to get it again.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got some cool art, some cool movies. And worth noting that the email went out today. Check your email for an email from Bungie to officially vote for Team Monsters or Team Mechs. Now, also another warning: when you open the email, whichever image you press on automatically submits your vote.
Yeah,
So
you just like click on it and bam, you voted. So it's
voted.
like, yeah, be careful when you're clicking around in there.
All right. I just voted Team Monster.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
As did I.
Yep. As did I.
No.
And letting you know, I'm checking my emails now. Mine went to promotion, so if you can't see it, boom. In
Yeah, mine
Gmail,
went to
mine's
promotions
in
as well.
promos.
The Master Vow of Disciple is starting on April 19th, so that's pretty soon. And then they also say, speaking of raids, tune in next Thursday for some fun news concerning an upcoming rotator of sorts in season 17.
Oh,
Is this going to be like a pinnacle rotator? What kind of rotator? I like
they're
rotating.
gonna be rotating the raid that the pinnacles can be gotten on?
Maybe.
I think that'd be cool.
Rotating something.
Yeah. Also,
Rotating something.
with the whole, yeah, I mean, if they rotate, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'd be up for that. Be cool. Yeah. I wonder when we're gonna get info on the next revamped raid as well.
Yeah, I know, right? We've got Guardian games coming up soon.
Yes, we do. Yeah, Guardian games.
We do.
When does that start?
I don't
Soon.
remember.
Soon.
Maybe
Pretty soon.
after next week, possibly, because Iron Banner's next week. So it's gotta happen. If it's gonna happen this season, like we basically have a month and a week or two left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, before we get the whole new revamp of something else, another 3.0 hitting the sandbox, making everybody salty.
Man,
about
I can't
changes.
wait.
I know, it's great.
It's really exciting to know that there's 2 of these coming in the next 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Yep.
So exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting for seeing all those changes. Also a little nerve-wracking, but kind of used to it at this point.
Yeah.
As Destiny community people, we see the takes. All the
I'll say
takes.
the like Stasis and Void have both been really fun. So I think they've knocked it out of the park in terms of it being freaking fun.
Oh yeah, definitely.
PvE.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Stasis was definitely worse. Stasis was worse. So you know what? Stasis still is worse because the thing that people complain about the most right now for hunters is the new arms that make you like super tanky when you're in your little dusk field. So
Yeah,
Stasis
and-
is still running the show.
Were you using those Watts in the Crucible?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, you were.
I have a really fun
I saw it.
build, but you don't need the arms, but I was like, might as well. You use cryosthesia, right?
Yeah.
Which is the
Mhm.
stasis sidearm. You get a kill, you reload it, you freeze them, and then you shatter dive them. And you know what's really fun is if their teammate's standing next to them, you kill both of them. It's the way to bring shatter dive back with it being.
I watched you do that, and I was like,
Mhm.
"You're part of the problem here."
No one cares about shatter dive anymore, Mylan. No one cares.
Don't care about void overshields.
I see a lot of people using bubble in trials,
Oh, there's a lot of bubbles.
right?
Yeah, it's
that-
so fast.
Is
What
that
a
the main
point.
thing now? I feel like we called that out on the podcast when we read it. We're like, I think that's going to be pretty good for trials.
Yeah,
right?
for like
And
zone
they
control.
They
yeah.
have so many overshields, and they can give
Yeah.
it to their whole team.
right.
God dang it!
God
Mhm.
damn.
It is. Try it seriously. Try the cryosthesia. You're jumping in the air, you freeze someone, you shatter dive. It's good.
Sounds
I
good.
like killing people with their super with it.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You
Well,
want to do
good
some
twab.
Twitter questions?
Yes.
Yes.
We do
First
have a-
question comes from FlowRunner9, who says, "What are your favorite Girl Scout cookies?" And he was kind enough to send an image with like all of the current Girl Scout cookies on them. So I'm gonna list them off for you guys.
Okay.
The Adventurefuls, never heard of those. It says new right next to them, so this is a new Girl Scout cookie.
New adventures.
Thin Mints, Samoas, Tagalongs, Dositos, Trefoils, Lemon Ups, Girl Scout S'mores, and Toffee-tastic.
Wow.
I don't know any of these.
I
Oh.
have
I've
not.
never had a Girl Scout cookie.
I've never. Had a
Alexander
Girl Scout
killers don't
cookie
get
either.
cookies.
Wait,
Yeah.
is Alexander Killer a name of one of the flavors? I do like lemon stuff, so I don't know if lemon ups are good, but
I bet they're good. I
do-
don't think I've ever had them.
I like the lemon stuff.
I think the only ones I've ever had are the Trefoils, which are just like sugar cookies, Samoas, Tagalongs, and Thin Mints. The rest of them all seem new to me.
They biscuits or cookies though?
They're Girl Scout cookies.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
I always like the Tagalongs, the ones with peanut butter on them. Those are good.
Yeah, that's the ones that before I went gluten free, I'd eat those. I don't know what's
Yeah.
possibly I could eat at this point.
True.
I suddenly realized though that I don't think I have any Girl Scouts in my like vicinity. I haven't been offered Girl Scouts. In
I don't have any
years.
Girl Scouts.
Girl Scout cookies in years. You know what I'm saying? Like usually, like somebody in the
Do you
family.
ever go to the
like,
grocery store?
No.
There's your problem.
They're no, yeah,
They're
they're
always
normally
parked
in the
in the front.
grocery store.
They're parked in the
Are
front of the
they?
grocery
Okay.
store. Yeah, they're like, you know,
Yeah, that's
All
normally where they are.
they get
Slanging
Really?
rocks.
yeah, they get sympathy purchases. Be like,
Usually it'd
you're
be
not
like
gonna
a
buy some
parent
cookies.
would be like in like a workplace and like, you know, here, buy some Girl Scout cookies for my daughter. You know.
Are you?
I feel like
thinking-
is Girl Scouts like one of those companies that's like not for profit, but they turn over millions, and then they guilt you by buying Girl Scout cookies. You know, like
Yes.
as you enter the
Is
shop.
it? I have
like,
no idea.
I have no idea. I'm assuming.
They're like the girl version of Boy Scouts, but I don't.
only
I don't really know like what their history is. I know Boy Scouts don't have a stellar history with child abuse, which is very concerning.
yeah. But also, what are they selling? Like popcorn or something? Come on, cookies are gonna be way
I
better.
don't know.
You don't have Boy Scout cookies?
No, there's some other crap that no one cares about. But Girl Scout cookies, like, oh,
Boy Scouts sell
Thin
anything? I
Mints.
don't even know if they sell anything.
I think so. Again, it's just nothing that you care about, so you don't even know. 'Cause
When I was
gotta-
in Little
they
League, we
gotta
used to have to
raise
go
funds.
door to door selling Snickers bars. Door to door.
That
We'd
sounds
have
great.
to like. It sounds fucking dangerous. I don't know if I'd let my kids do that in Little League. At Little League age?
You
God damn,
we
I
have,
just thought of that.
We have Freddo Frogs. You guys have Freddo Frogs?
Frodo frogs.
Frodo?
Frodo Frog.
Freddo Frogs is like a little. It's like a chocolate frog.
It's like a Harry
Oh,
Potter,
like
Lord
Harry
of the
Potter?
Rings mashup.
Yeah, like Harry Potter. Yeah, and like when you have fundraisers, you get like a big box of them that you sell for like $1, so it's quite cheap.
Oh yeah. The big.
And you take it to your workplace, and you're like, guys, it's
Yeah,
for me
yeah.
kids, whatever.
Yeah.
We
$1
have
of
stuff like that,
chocolate.
but it's not frogs. We eat candy like with chocolate and stuff.
Yeah,
Apparently, Boy Scouts sell popcorn for $40 a bag.
$40
$40
a bag.
Jesus.
Are they
No
putting
wonder.
some special sauce in there?
Those legal fees must be really adding up. You know what I'm saying?
Also, apparently, Mylan was 100% correct on his description of Girl Scouts.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Quote, Zemnis said, I know someone who's on the National Girl Scout board. Mylan's description is unironically 100% accurate.
There you
So
go.
they do
Big
rake
brain.
in
Must be the glasses.
millions. They're raking in millions under the guise of being a nonprofit and
Under
Yeah,
the
but
guise of them selling cookies.
Yeah,
Cookie
but you,
hustle
but you
game?
Can't, you can't say no though, can you? When there's like, a bunch of kids selling you cookies, like, oh look, oh, they feel so sad, I feel so guilty. Here, go, okay, give us a box.
maybe that's why Destin is in getting in the cookie game. You know?
Mm.
He's starting his
True.
cookie hustle, the real cookie hustle.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. We went from like Bitcoin to NFTs to cookies.
Yes.
Mhm.
Follow
Yes.
the trail.
It's cookie time.
The era of big cookie.
Eggplant Volcano says, since Will Smith used his yearly slap on a comedian, which comedian would each of you like to slap?
No, I'm not
Mylan.
any comedian.
Mylan.
You guys,
Mylan.
He's a comedian for killing
Mylan.
Alexander.
That's true. That's a good idea.
Please.
One solid slap.
How long will you hold this over my head? I don't want to go to DCP graveyard, please.
It's gonna be a bit. I haven't beat the game yet, and I'm gonna be thinking.
How long have we been talking about eating briar for?
5 years ish.
Yeah. Also, I think Mylan's Briar dibs might get revoked if we're dishing up Briar for killing
Oh.
Alex. Yeah.
I guess that's
Oh.
comforting. Christian Taylor says, when I'm the kitchen, besides your own two hands, what do you consider to be the most important tool you absolutely have
In the kitchen?
In the kitchen.
Wait, what?
in the kitchen? What
How
what
is the
tool in the
beginning?
kitchen do you? I think it was just a misspelling. It says when I'm at the kitchen, but I think it says when in the kitchen is what he meant to say.
Oh, okay. Damn. I kind of look at the kitchen as the tool. You know?
You can't have the whole
They're the
kitchen
most
as your answer.
important tool, though. What's the most important tool?
Knife.
The
Give
stove?
me a knife.
The sink, the stove, the garbage can for all the leftovers.
You know what is a surprisingly important thing that you don't think about until you need it? Freaking scissors.
Oh yeah.
Goddamn scissors. I'm always like,
What?
"There's no scissors."
I have a
kitchen
hidden pair of
scissors.
scissors in the kitchen that nobody else in the family knows about. I refer them in my headcanon as the clean scissors that I only use when I'm
Put it,
preparing
like,
food.
Yeah.
Put it behind the dishwasher.
But
or something.
what if everyone
They're
else
hidden,
uses the same hidden scissors and they don't tell you about
No,
it?
they don't know. They don't know.
They're
And they
cutting,
call
like,
it
raw
dirty
meat with it?
scissors.
They don't know about them. They're those expensive ones. They're like Japanese scissors.
Those are the expensive ones.
My mother-in-law really enjoys cutting pizza with scissors. I always find that
Yes.
strange.
I
Wow.
know that's good.
Is it?
Yeah,
Why-
I frown
Why
upon
not
it.
the pizza cutter?
You can get
Yeah, right.
scissors.
The it's a me,
Yeah.
Mario. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's one of
as
the
you're
most
cutting
fun
every
tools
pizza,
in
I
the
wanted a
kitchen.
pizza pie, you know.
It's me, Mom.
Does she cut it when it's hot like that with the scissors?
I reckon she does. She must do.
I'm sure. Maybe she waits those cold.
I've seen scissors like that, and
Yes.
they've got like a triangle base on them. So as you cut a slice, it acts as a like spatula. Get it?
Okay.
I am
Yeah,
not
sure.
computing this in my brain at all.
Like
I don't
If-
understand how it's possible.
You say funny
Like the bottom
words.
part
funny
of the
man.
scissor has like a spatula on the side.
yes,
that just
yes,
seems like
yes,
not a
yes.
pair
Yeah.
of scissors at that point. That's some other cutting
No,
tool.
it still doesn't cut cuts, but it has like a little platform on it that's
Some spatula's been grafted to a pair of scissors? What the hell?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm finding a picture. Hold
Okay,
on.
Margie, calm down.
But to answer your question,
Hannibal
yeah,
Fish.
she cuts it hot with the scissors because
Hot.
it's good to go. Like, get in
I
there.
remember
you know?
Sylvester Stallone in the hit movie Cobra from 1983 cut cold pizza with scissors. But he was a bachelor, and it was meant to be like, oh, you know, he doesn't give a shit because he's crazy.
There is
Is that the vibe that your mother-in-law is trying
Not
to
at
give off?
all. She's trying to be
Cobra vibe.
trying to be like neat and all perfect about it. I'm like, get the pizza cutter. Come on.
Look, pizza scissors. You
What
think I'm
the hell?
crazy? So they got like a little thing on there.
Those
Got
aren't
the
scissors.
pizzas.
That's something else. It's
Please.
an amalgamation of some demonic beast. Back.
Hannibal Fish says, arm wrestling contest, Shax versus Zavala. Who would win and why?
I think Shax's.
I'll be honest. I haven't seen Shaq's fight in a while.
Oh, you think he's lost his touch?
Maybe he's just pretending. He's like, yeah, I'm still got the light, very strong.
I think
Super
Shax
strong.
gets the like adrenaline going, like it's like an on switch. Like as soon as he gets pumped, he starts bouncing around, and all of a sudden he grabs that arm, he's like, bam!
He's a competitive guy. That makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
that's
you do
okay.
have to watch out for the quiet people because they're usually really strong too. You know,
Usually
everyone knows
crazy.
Shax is strong, but if you see Zavala angry, like it's like bad getting angry.
I saw
like,
that
oh,
fist. I saw that sparky fist.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He was ready to throw down.
He
Yeah.
was sparking.
Yep.
Yeah,
Old
Yeah.
Sparky.
Old sparky.
Sparky.
I
Clayton
guess-
Mitchell says, what is each of your favorite comfort food? Because I just ate one. I love a good chili and cheese enchilada.
Mm.
Chili is
Favorite
really
comfort
good for
food.
comfort food. Like cooking chili
a
is
good
so
one.
fun. You know, you just got a
Yeah.
big pot and you're putting stuff
Yeah.
in there and it smells great.
Yep.
I like to do it in the
Warm.
slow cooker, so it's like going all day.
It's good.
You just
good,
jump
yeah.
in there, like you get a cup at lunch, get a cup at dinner.
Did you
Mm.
throwing yourself in there? Prior chili?
You son of a bitch.
You said jump in?
You just jump into it? Get all sauteed?
No.
Okay, man.
Yeah, I
Mm.
kinda
You know-
I
do.
did like lasagna. Lasagna is good.
Lasagna.
Oh, lasagna.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Yeah, it's usually
Yeah.
a carb heavy meal.
Right.
Yeah, pizza.
Like
it's
baked
pizza for me.
potato with something. You could put chili on your baked potato.
Delicious.
Mhm.
That is delicious.
That's good stuff.
Josh says, my theory for final shape will be wielding a fusion of light and dark subclass. full creativity to build craft and play with duo supers / abilities. Do you guys think we could see something like this? Sure.
No.
Mylan disagrees.
I think it's already very difficult to balance if you could just take any. I would love, it'd be cool.
It would be cool.
Ultimate build crafting, just take whatever components you want from the light, take whatever your components you want from the darkness, mix and match your subclass abilities, but I think
That's like
it would add infinite problems.
that's subclass 4.0.
Yeah.
I mean, there'd basically be one subclass that people would figure out, and that's all you'd ever see,
There would be, yeah.
right? So there's got to be a reason to pick and choose between things. That being said, there might be some like crossover here and there in the future. Like maybe there's a
some
system.
synergy.
Yeah, some synergy type of stuff, like stasis and arc or something like that. But yeah.
Star Rider says, how many Milky Way chocolate bars do you think you can eat in one sitting?
I read Rin's My Experience with Mylan that had a mention of Milky.
Yeah, we should address that probably, because that was
Yeah, what happened?
eye-opening.
Fill me
It's
in.
been
I
a
missed
rough
it.
week, to be honest.
Mylan got canceled.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
should have seen it coming.
Yeah,
Oh, I did giggle at that. Well,
that was pretty good.
The reason why she wrote that, okay, I was having some issues with backseating, and I was getting backseated in Mario Kart. So I said to everyone, "Fine then, 1v1
Wait,
me in
what?
Mario
You
Kart right now."
Seated in Mario Kart?
Yeah, how do you get
Yes.
backseated in Mario Kart?
What were they saying? Turn left?
Yeah, right.
Like, so I put channel point predictions on like a certain placement. So if I don't use an item at the right time, or if I get hit by something, then people are like, "Why did you do that? You should have done this. You should have slowed down here." Blah 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 blah. So I freaked out and I said, "Fine, I challenge you, chat, to a 1v1 in Mario Kart. Who's gonna do it?" And everyone was all quiet. I said, "If you lose, you're gonna get banned in chat. If you lose, you get banned. And if you win, I'll give you 1 month, basically, VIP. If you lose, you get banned for a month, essentially. You're out." And Rin was one of the people that was like, "Fine, fuck you. I'll 1v1 you." And then I just absolutely slammed her and she got banned in my chat.
And then she wrote a twit longer.
And then she wrote a tweet longer.
That's great.
It was
about
really
me
funny.
Stealing
It was
Milky
really funny.
stealing Milky Bars.
Milky Bar.
Like ignoring her at the grocery store.
It was really good. I opened it and I thought it was just gonna be like, lol, he's a dick or something.
Yeah.
But it was
a
whole story. It was a whole
It was
lore moment.
what was actually really funny about it was that it got some people. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh no," like
Not Mylan.
Yeah.
honestly, the Destiny community is a little gun shy about this kind of thing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a few of these that have been 100% real.
Some
So
open
to see one
wounds.
about Mylan, you're like, "Oh fuck, what did he do?"
No one's safe.
He killed Alexander. That's what he did.
That's what he did. That's true.
Yeah, well, that'll be in
How many-
Watts' twit longer tomorrow.
Yeah. How many Milky Way bars could you consume while killing one of the best NPCs in a beloved game, Mylan?
How many Milky Way bars can you eat?
A lot, because you got no more quests to do. You need
Yeah,
a
you're
lot
right.
of free time on your hands.
Every time you hit a
True.
site of grace, Milky Way bar.
Yeah.
Wiggles says, I have no questions. Just want to say hashtag Team Mex for life.
No.
Nope.
No. Sorry.
Good.
No, ban that person. Find their account on Twitch, ban them immediately.
Nope. Sorry.
Wiggles, you are wrong.
You're wrong.
Deletus Kell of House Yeet. I like that name. What do you think the hardest GM is this season? Oh yeah, long live Taint Scratcher.
Yeah, Taint Scratcher.
Oh, yeah, that's the hardest one for sure.
Maybe one of the new ones. I'm assuming I haven't done them yet, but one of the new strikes from Witch Queen is Lucent Blade already up as a GM?
People can play it, right? Because if you have the title or
Conqueror.
you don't have the title or however that works.
Yeah, whatever the title is.
Conqueror.
To be able to
Yeah.
have access to everything immediately.
Oh, sorry, Light Blade, not Lucent Blade. Light Blade. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
say
feel
one of
like
those.
that
I've
boat
done it.
has got to be a real bitch. When you're
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
and then like the slow walk with all the screebs,
Yeah.
that seems like GM nightmare material.
And the boat, you can't even like bubble or anything on it because your bubble just gets left behind.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
convenient is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. The lucent moths are gonna kick your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are the deadliest enemy in Destiny.
They are nasty. Red says, "What exotic do you always grab ornaments for that you never use?" He says his is Ace. Have a gun that you always grab the ornaments for, but you never actually use the gun.
When it's up for Bright Dust, I always grab them, just regardless if I don't have it yet.
I mean, that's my entire experience with the store, I think. Oh, that
Yeah,
looks
pretty
cool.
much.
Not
Yeah.
using it.
Every week I'm like, is there a new shader? No? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for new shaders.
New
New
fashion.
shaders. I mean, I got the Game Boy Ghost. It's pretty damn great. I don't know if I'm gonna
It's my
need
fave.
another Ghost.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Agreed.
Atheon's Doggo says, "Which beard wins in a 1v1, Briars or Tefties?" They both teamed up to beat Mylan's beard off of his
Yeah.
face.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's the lore.
My remnants is only left.
Briar and I had a beard union and destroyed Mylands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Akium says, Akium, have you guys seen the SpongeBob X Destiny marketing ads? Do you think they're funny?
No?
I have
I've
not
not
heard
seen
of this.
How have I not heard of this?
Yeah, shoot us a link.
Yeah, please.
Tosi says, simple question, but super serious. What is your hottest take ever? No topic is off limits.
My hottest take? I think being on the internet has made me have less hot takes because whenever you have even a very cold take, if you don't fully explain yourself, someone will go, "Oh, well," and then
Now
you'll
you
get
hate
yelled
puppies.
at. It's spirals. It's something absolutely ridiculous. So I have no takes anymore. 0 takes. Mind empty.
The
No take.
PvP community is filled with shitheads. That's my hot take. Tons of them in there. Not 100% of the people who play PvP are shitheads, but there's a fucking high population. Real shitheads, too.
Real.
Tell us how you really feel, Brian. My hot take is they wouldn't let you kill an NPC if you weren't meant to kill them.
I mean, you can kill them. You just miss out on a lot of stuff, and you're just making that decision.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, my hot take is I'm extremely disappointed in Mylan and how he plays Elden Ring.
That's not how you meant to play the game.
Really questioning is
We should all tune in to Mylan's next Elden Ring stream and backseat him the whole time.
I mean, if it happened, if I
hashtag taint
happened,
scratcher.
if I happened to be present at the time when you were doing this, it would have summoned a true in the moment tough lecture, like an actual like
I would have got one.
an
You
actual
would've
like
got a
this
tough
is a
lecture.
it would an actual this is a teachable moment, but yeah.
I don't know if I have no opinions anymore. They're all gone. They've been washed away by the anger of the internet, and now I just want to be happy and warm
Wanna be
and not get yelled at.
Eli Nelson says, if bring back facts that be in Australia will be good them.
Yes.
What?
Yes,
Yeah.
Australian facts.
Will be good. They will be good.
Yeah.
I need some info.
When they bring back Australian facts.
I feel like Mylan should run like a poison build in Elden Ring to really go into the Australian vibes,
All right.
That's actually really
that's a good
cool.
point.
I like that.
Play into your Aussie Viper.
I thought
And
you
become
meant
the-
because I was toxic.
And become the dung eater. Because, convict and stuff and defiling.
I have his armor.
Good one.
things.
I'm excited to see the endings to Elden Ring,
Ooh.
especially that one.
Really? Sorry about that one? Yikes.
Not really.
Zabe says, Halo, Schreier Rabbit, and Goop. When has you ever had a gooder time at a convention, and which was it?
This is my fault, by the way. This is my fault.
What the hell was that?
What did you do?
When I asked for Twitter questions, I asked if they could do as many grammatically incorrect things as possible because Briar loves it.
Okay.
And people instead were like, what if I just spell everything wrong? and it's all out of order.
I think I remember looking at Twitter and seeing that question and being like, I'm pretty sure Zabe knows how to talk English correctly. Have I been duped this entire time?
Yeah. It was a good time at a convention. Was that the
Yeah,
best
what was
time?
your best time at a convention?
Oh, man. When we were partying, drinking at that, the after, what's the place? I can't remember.
Karaoke?
That place.
Oh, wait,
was
the beer place.
the beer place that had the taps that
The
you
tap
you could
beer.
serve yourself beer.
That was pretty great.
What? You can see Briar's excitement just explaining it. You can serve yourself beer.
Step forward. Did you
They have-
know there's a tap? You can use it.
They give
The
you
taps
the
are
thing.
customer facing. Like you don't have to wait for a bartender. You don't have to like, hey, you know, like you just walk right the fuck up and pour yourself a beer. It was amazing. We went there twice, 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
How do you pay? How do you pay?
It's like a
It was
tab
like a little
thing.
like card system.
On the tap?
Yeah, you just
That's
like swipe a
clever.
card. Oh, it's awesome. It was fantastic. Wow.
Yeah,
And that's awesome.
that
You
was
don't have
great.
to wait for someone
Next
to
day,
get
not so awesome.
But you're right. Karaoke was badass. That is,
Yeah, that was fun too.
yeah,
That was really fun.
it's a close.
Then Fran
close
abandoned
second.
us because
Well,
the
you
trash can dicks are not classy enough for Fran Mirabella.
It was the Franomics. He was calculating. Just
Yeah.
wasn't worth it at the time. So
It wasn't worth it.
I,
yeah.
I think that was like mid-afternoon for Fran. And it was like late night for us. You know?
Like, yeah,
Like,
it's
Fran was like
midnight.
still
Oh.
ready to go out.
Fran was like, "It's
True.
midnight. I better get my day going here."
Yeah. We had 3 parties to go to. You know what's really fun is when the math class guys had that beer pong
Oh,
tournament.
that was fun. Yeah.
Beer pong's always good.
That was hella fun. Wayne says, question for everyone. Tell us a great cafeteria or for fellow Aussie Mylan tuck shop story when you were in high school.
Tuck shop.
A great cafeteria story. There's not many of those going around.
I don't have any because I just ate alone because
Cafeteria
everyone
story.
hated me. So that's great.
Why are you
Well,
laughing at that?
Based on your dining habits.
Hey, can
I was
have
not
a,
chomping on a human.
Can I have a
leg
bite of
at
your
the
arm,
time.
please?
Yeah. They're like,
You're like at the
You gonna eat
cafeteria.
that finger?
You're getting served chicken nuggets. You're like, do you have any human hands in the back?
people come over. Oh, I'll sit with you. Yeah, let's be friends. You using that figure? Yeah, that's when it all
Well-
went downhill.
That's when it all went downhill.
In primary school, when you like ordered something from the tuck shop, you would drop in your order at the beginning of the day, like in a little paper bag. And then before lunch, someone would go from your classroom to the tuck shop and they would give you all the food in like a laundry basket. You know, like a round laundry basket. Like you'd carry that
Yeah.
back to the classroom and then you just like, hand out all the orders to the kids. Or you'd bring your own food.
That must have been nice to have like a choice. All we had is like green slop or brown slop.
Yeah, it wasn't.
What'd you go with?
I mean, it
Were you
wasn't
in
What was your
jail?
favorite? Yeah.
Yeah, you know. Tuesdays I went with brown. Wednesdays I went with green.
What's that play? Like, excuse me, sir.
Have another
more?
Oliver.
Yeah, Oliver.
Yeah,
Were you Oliver Twist or something?
More.
It's the Great Depression.
Does everyone always eat at school, like from the cafeteria, or do you bring your own lunch?
It's a
Or does it
mix.
depend?
Yeah, depends.
Depends. Yeah.
I was on like that, like government assistance where I always got free lunch. So I always ate at the cafeteria. I also got free breakfast, which was nice.
Do you
Yeah, as
have
a
to
kid,
pay
you're like,
extra for the cafeteria or not?
What's that?
Do you have to pay extra for the cafeteria, or is it like
You do
included in
unless
your
you have
school
like
fees?
financial aid.
Right.
We don't pay for school. Well, you pay taxes. We
No.
pay taxes, and that covers the school.
Yeah, right.
I remember one time biting into a taco on Taco Tuesday, and a piece of cardboard came out that was the distinct shape of a toilet paper roll.
Briar.
That
Okay,
was
I'm gonna ask
upsetting.
again. Did you go
to
to
prison.
school in a jail? Were you a problem child who went to the?
Was this juvenile hall?
I think if I went to school now, I probably would have gotten sent to a different kind of school. But at the time, it was a lot more lenient.
Like, it's just Briar setting fire. That's normal.
Briar had a record.
I went to school before like people started shooting up schools, you know? So like they were a lot more lenient. Like you had to do something really shitty to get kicked out of school.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I lost my place here. Matt J says, "Hey guys, if Rolk took the rib from the Leviathan and made a deal with Mummy Worm, how is the Leviathan still here to warn them when Savathona, Orash, Zero got here? Can I get some clarity on the timing, please, Papa?"
It didn't kill it. He punched out this rib and left the Leviathan wounded. So the Leviathan was still down there when the Sathona and the sisters, brother and sister, went down to meet the worm gods.
Yeah, you don't need all your ribs. Right?
No, don't
It's
need
like
them.
a Bible
Extra ribs.
story, you know?
Yeah. True.
Adam and Eve.
True.
Another Destiny podcast asks, if you were to choose middle names for your Twitch channel, what would it be? For example, Mylan Guru Games.
Mm-hmm. Alexander
Mylan,
Killer Games.
Alexander Killer.
I was about to say.
What's fear in the heart of every Elden Rings fan?
Mylan hates jars games.
Mylan hates all good people games.
Hey, you're meant to be coming up with your
You
own
know he
middle
killed a
names,
blind
not
girl?
mine.
He killed
the
a
blind
blind
girl?
girl too. Yeah.
I killed
He
her
also
as
killed the
well,
blind girl.
You killed the blind
She was
girl?
suspicious.
yeah. She was
Pretty sus. Sitting there by the fire.
Okay.
Tomorrow I'm writing a
tell
twit longer
me-
about how Mylan hates the handicapped.
You tell me how a blind girl survives an ambush and all of the actual soldiers die around her and she's just chilling there? No, that's sus, bro.
I think
He's
my
got a point.
favorite thing
He's
to come
got
out
a
of my favorite thing to come out of him killing the blind girl was when he was struggling to kill something else. And chat kept saying, "Oh, if this was a poor innocent blind girl defenseless on a bench, he'd have this fight. It'd be over." So that's the names for the Twitch channel. Mylan hates happiness games.
Yeah.
Got him.
Stanley the Bunny Connoisseur says, you guys die and end up reincarnated in the JoJo universe. What's your ability and what song or artist is your ability named after? I have zero visibility on the JoJo universe aside from
You
the
just
fighting
need to-
game that came out in like 2000.
Just pick an ability, pretty much, right?
Oh, okay.
A song that goes along with an ability.
What's that? Some John Wick song. Give me that. I'll just go through one tapping everyone.
I think your song would be "Chop 'em Up, My Horse Is Amazing."
Chop them up, horses. That's true.
Chop them up. Chop them up. I have no idea.
Could I just steal from Attack on Titan and take the rumbling song, and then my ability is just the rumbling?
Got him.
Sure. Absolutely.
It's pretty dope. I mean, I might kill everyone with that, but that's okay.
Brood King 23 says, "What's the funniest weapon you've used in Elden Ring? Just started my journey this past week. Y'all inspired me to play it." Well,
Nice.
have fun, Brood King.
Enjoy your time, my friend.
Funniest weapon. What's the funniest
There's a
weapon?
lot of
you've
interesting
used?
weapons. Like that spin dial
What's that?
one.
There's that big finger one I've seen videos
There's a
of.
big finger.
Oh,
Yep.
that's a pretty good one. Yeah. I found a big ass red hammer that's probably about, I'd say, 8 foot tall.
Yeah.
And what's cool about it is that you can swing it and it hits the ground and makes kind of this like explosion. And then you hold the button, you just run forward with the
You're like
hammer
sweeping.
still in front of you.
Oh, it's like curling. That's why Briar likes it so much. He's
curling
sweeping.
weapon.
If you run into anybody, they just like bowling pin out of your way. It doesn't do
That's
any
cool.
damage though. That's the only problem. Like it does a little bit of damage, but not like. It's fun though. It's a fun weapon.
Isn't there something that shoots just bubbles? I've seen some videos of that too.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
like a
that's a good
trumpet
one.
or something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Is it good? I haven't used it yet.
I haven't used it yet either.
Yeah.
Well, I
wonder if
mean, it's a funny one. I don't know if it's any good.
yeah, you're right. It
I've
probably
seen
sucks.
people. I saw a clip of people. It was 3 people who were playing co-op together, and they got invaded, and they're all just shooting bubbles.
What bubbles?
Yeah,
At the
that's what I
invader.
saw.
I got
Yeah,
absolutely
they're
annihilated.
boys.
The
Dude in
bubble
vapor.
boys.
The bubble boys.
The bubble boy.
I want that one horn that the guy's got in the Halleck tree. It's like 7.
Freaking massive.
Yeah.
That caught me by surprise.
The orchestra one.
Yeah.
I'll take that one.
I didn't see that one.
I don't know if you can get it. I don't even know if you can kill that guy. I ran past him.
Grand Moff Tarkvin says, with 284 episodes under your belt as DCP and more as PD, what are your favorite memories or moments? Mine is the Dead Cat ad read for sure. That is a classic. That was fucking hilarious.
Classic, yeah.
That is a classic.
Also, Pope falling over and Pope rubbing tacos in his face.
Yep.
Oh,
Those were
that was
great.
one of my least favorites. That made me a little ill.
Yeah, you're right. That was pretty disgusting.
I remember one time we did a podcast. This must have been when we were still PD, and it was early on because when we first started PD, we weren't doing video; we were just doing voice. And at some point, we decided we'd just run a raid while we were recording the podcast.
Yeah.
But never actually like refer to the raid in any means whatsoever until like right at the end. Holtzman, it was Crota, and Holtzman was carrying the sword, and he's like, "Okay, fire the rockets," and we fired the rockets, and we killed Crota, and that was the only time there was any mention in the whole podcast about the fact that we were running a raid.
Yeah.
That was
but he did like
That's
this.
amazing.
He was like, rockets.
Yeah.
It's like almost like backpack. You know, you got all the chatter of the symbols, and so it's just like backpack.
Backpack.
That's amazing.
That's pretty good.
The falling off the chair was I think I saw the clip somewhat recently and almost died.
I did too. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Actually, to be honest, like Tefty's face is half of the comedy in that. Like not just Pope falling off the chair, but Tefty like realizing what had just happened, and the kind of like
Conversation just kept rolling on. Pope just like flat out on the chair.
Wires flying everywhere. It was great.
Also,
I miss Pope.
Also, Briar spilling beer in on your table. Wow.
The real
was a
life
faulty.
one.
That was a faulty couple.
You gonna blame Watts's coasters as the problem?
Yeah, it was a bad coaster.
Bad coaster.
Wow.
Yeah.
Almost took out Fran's entire setup, like $1,000. Thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars. Average Erica Ishii enjoyer says the entire world is going into a purge for only a week, but to help you survive, you're allowed to bring one exotic weapon. Which do you choose?
One exotic weapon.
A week. You want a lot of ammo, that's for sure.
So definitely a primary weapon.
Right?
I just watched the
Heavy.
clip again. The clip was posted in chat. It's very funny.
Le Monarch.
Yeah, Lemonarch's good.
I think I'm just gonna go ranking. Then I can go invisible.
It's a good
That's
idea
not bad.
too.
I like going invisible. That sounds healthy.
Feel like for a zombie apocalypse, or just normal apocalypse. I mean, having a bow is always nice.
Bow would be
Silent, powerful, recollect your ammo.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Trinity Ghoul would be pretty good if we're talking bows.
That
Big
would
big
be good,
explosion.
yeah.
Just kill everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the ghoul because I got the catalyst. So once I get it going, it ain't stopping.
Trinity Ghoul's good.
I want something with Firefly. I'm gonna go with Sunshot, I think. So I can just like hit the first guy in the line and just the rest of them just blow up.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just watching Pope pull off his chair.
Yeah, and me too.
Taps his
This
eyes.
would win in a fight, Myelin, or a 12-pack box of s'mores Pop-Tarts.
Small Pop Tarts would get me. God, I'm so hungry right now. They're delicious.
How far you get? Think of halfway through.
I can eat the whole box easy.
Yeah.
Really?
Actually, then again, I haven't seen small Pop Tarts. So is that a lot?
Well, then you'd win if you could eat the whole box.
12 pack is actually like 24 Pop-Tarts, right? Because they're
Oh, you get two in a pack.
2 Pop-Tarts. Isn't that right?
That's a lot of Poppy Tarts. Yeah, I don't know.
That
might KO me.
I don't think you're gonna be happy. Even if you beat them, I don't think you'll be happy afterward.
True.
I don't think anybody wins. Cobalt says, "What would you do if when you so he said yes would go?"
What in the hell?
MTL Rocker says, "When spoiler alert returned last season, and Bungie confirmed it was foreshadowing a character death, whose death was it supposed to be? Savathun or the Scion?"
Oh, it's one of those things. It could be anyone, right? And obviously the Scion died. Everything
I don't
died.
think it would be the Scion.
Yeah, we didn't really know the Scion.
Yeah, but it's still one of those things. They'd be like, someone's gonna die. Told you, Scion died.
It feels like it would be Savathun. Because technically she died. Technically.
Yeah. I mean, I still don't think Osiris is properly alive.
No, something sussy is going on with him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. He's just out for the count.
Garrus the Undying says, if the DCP crew were stranded on a desert island without food or water, as starvation began to set in, who would be the first member to become a cop?
Right. So we'd be Eden Briar. Yeah.
No.
We would
Yeah,
eat
that's
bread.
not the question.
Yeah.
That's true.
You're gonna be delicious, man. Just embrace it. Gonna have a nice little
It's a
sauce.
compliment, to be honest.
Yeah. Come on.
He was just calling you
Private
delicious.
Panic says, with Guardian game coming up, would you like to see added to I can't read that one. C now says, F, Mary, Kill, Lucent Hive, Titan, Hunter, and Warlock.
Yes.
We're killing the Warlock.
Yeah.
My day one Warlock?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
they're Lucent Hive versions. Is that
Yeah,
what
the
they're saying?
Lucent Hive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Killing the Warlock.
I want to be a
Obviously.
day one Lucent Hive Warlock.
I do feel like the Blade Barrage is what killed me the most.
Yeah, but they look goddamn cool.
Yeah.
Me too.
Like
You
So
went
I'm
on
space
your
checking that one,
side.
right?
Yeah.
Mad Geek says, question for Mylan, since Rasputin is essentially a shell of himself, some say he was framed. Why is the Traveler still here? I doubt that Rasputin is still a threat, since it could not even stop the Traveler from going to Savathun's throne world. Is the darkness around us spherically?
Don't know, the bit of an unknown about the Traveler when it reawakens and didn't really do anything. I think we're still waiting to see what happens there. Obviously, it went to Savathun's throne as well, so that was interesting. Don't know. Sorry.
So we're in a darkness bubble.
Darkness bubble. Don't know.
Mike says,
yeah, not too sure.
But I don't care enough.
Mike says, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
About 3 ounces of briar.
I was gonna
3
say
ounces
3
of
light
briar
years.
and 1 killed NPC from Mylan's playthrough.
Sure. Alexander.
Yeah. Well, it could be any.
One pot.
So
Any pot?
yeah, it could be. Or any
Typical cop,
NPC.
always looking for people who got pot. Hallie says, in you all's opinion, what type of monster waifu husbando would be best to dating?
Watts, you have created a monster.
I know.
This isn't.
It's so bad.
What's the best
Monster waifu.
monster? Yes, what would be the best monster to be a waifu?
Hmm.
Yes.
Best
Melania?
monster to marry?
She's not a monster.
Hey, what? Who'd you
Don't worry
say?
about it. Nothing. Shut up.
Yeah, don't
Nothing
worry about
happened. Yeah, don't worry about
Who's the
Actually, I
floppy
doubt-
hat
I doubt-
for lady?
it. Yes.
I doubt Mylan's even going to get there.
Well, you're gonna have to finish this game out of spite for everyone's just going. Nah, there's no way. He's gonna finish.
Good luck getting to that part. My God. Mm-mm.
Bats.
Yeah.
Bats. You know, vampires.
Vampire's good, yeah.
Bats are cool.
Yeah.
Bats.
All right, I'm going to do 3 more.
Sounds good.
That
Sounds good.
Dreadnought says, if you were to introduce your fellow DCP hosts to your family for the first time, how would you describe each other to your family?
The meal, the cop, the murderer.
these are
Watts is the
online
cannibalist.
associates who bully me.
Lord Beerus has a rapid fire one. You guys ready for a rapid
Okay.
fire
Yes.
Do it.
Okay.
I love
one?
that.
Here we go. Burritos or kebabs? Burritos.
Burritos. What do you think,
What's the
Mylan?
difference?
Chicken or steak or celery? Steak.
Steak.
I mean, right
Of
now.
what I would actually eat right now, it would be celery. So
Technically, we have celery.
technically,
Gun or sword? Sword.
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 The blade.
Cat or dog? Dog.
Dog.
Both.
Cat. Yeah, both. I have 2
Both.
cats.
BioShock or Assassin's Creed? Assassin's Creed.
After Infinite, I'm gonna Bioshock.
BioShock.
That was a pretty
Yeah.
amazing
Wait,
tie-up.
Infinite is the one that makes it good?
Oh, the way the story tied up. If you beat it and like you connected everything to the first, it was a wild story journey.
I can't say either, to be honest.
Both of these series are like so hit and miss for me. Like BioShock 1, I think is
Same.
one of my favorite games of all times. BioShock 2 and Infinite. Infinite was better than BioShock 2, but even Infinite I didn't love. Assassin's Creed has been like all over the map. Like some of them
All
are
over the
amazing,
map.
some of them are like really tough to get through.
Yeah.
I think BioShock though, because BioShock 1 I think is just an all-time classic. Mylan's favorite American food.
Probably just like some good cheeseburger. I love a good cheeseburger.
Yeah.
But
fair.
I don't know what else would I put on there? What would be more distinctly American?
I don't know if there's anything more American than a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Apple pie, maybe.
Applebee's. Go to Applebee's and get some reheated food. It's
Yeah,
America.
get a cheeseburger at Applebee's.
You're in the neighborhood.
Bladen
man.
McBlanderson's got a rapid fire question. Each of you rate your skill level in the following games on a scale from 0 to 10. Now, the first one is table tennis. I
That's
like a
6.
2.
Oh, wait,
like
did,
it.
it,
4
did it say our skills or
4.
our enjoyment of
skill
it?
level.
Your
Oh,
skill.
Skill.
Yeah, 2 for me. Sorry.
I like 4.
I'll go 4.
Golf.
2.
4.
2, bro. Yeah, I can hit it.
I got
Can't
probably
say
a
where
6
it
or a
goes.
7. I once scored par once,
Ooh.
like on a full course, like 18 holes. Once. Poker.
7.
5.
6.
Say around a 7 as well.
We're good liars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Jay Sniperton both realized that we were both playing like online poker as like our main job at the same exact time.
Wow.
Wow. So Briar's pretty good.
Yeah.
No, I mean I said 7. Bowling.
5.
5.
I won a bowling
4.
tournament with the Bungee bowling crew.
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
We won. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
Ooh.
Can you do like the spinny thing?
No, I don't know
Do-
what the hell I'm doing.
You have your own ball.
No,
Yeah, your own
I
shoes?
bought shoes. Yeah, I did buy
You
shoes.
have your own
Nice.
shoes. Okay.
Do they have
I don't
like
really know what
different
I'm
colors?
doing though. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can't believe people buy bowling shoes that are like white. Like, what the
Sneakers.
fuck did you buy those for?
They just look like sneakers.
You gotta have all the different colors. Like, that's what makes them bowling shoes. It's gotta look like you stole them from the rental place.
True.
Mm-mm.
Last question of the night.
Okay.
Hugo Rune says, "Is it better to have loved and lost than to have nothing but Pop-Tarts for a year?"
I mean, if you have the Pop-Tarts, it means you can't love. Is what they're
It
saying.
means you don't lose. Is how I'm taking it.
Oh, okay.
Because I'd take the Pop Tarts if I don't have
Take
to
the
lose anything.
Pop-Tarts. Yeah.
Yeah.
No loss.
Keep loving
loss.
and have Pop-Tarts.
Boom.
Yeah.
And you get to
Exactly.
share the Pop Tarts, so you get through them faster.
Well, it's not
Just-
like
Get crazy.
not get crazy by his.
Do you have? Is it an unlimited Pop Tarts?
Pop-Tarts for a year.
Yeah.
A lot of
You
Pop-
have
Or
an
is it
unlimited
the
supply.
amount that will last you a year?
I don't know. I feel like one box of Pop-Tarts would last me a year, to be honest with you. Not one of my favorites.
I'm gonna go with it's a magical box that dispenses as many Pop Tarts as you need at any moment up for 365
Yes.
days. And then
Yeah.
Are they
that-
hot or are they cold when they're
They're
dispensed?
exactly how you want it because it's a magical box.
Whoa, fuck.
Yeah. Any flavor.
Can I get like variety of flavors?
It's like, oh, I'm really feeling some cherry strawberry thing that's warm and just toasted like a strudel thingy.
Oh,
Like, wow.
you didn't. Nobody said anything about toaster strudels. That's a whole different thing.
Well, it's a magic box of Pop Tart making machine that only lasts for 365 days, and that's it.
I think I could sell that on eBay and get quite a princely sum.
You could use 6 months worth and then sell the other 6 months for a nice profit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like 6 months left of this 1 year supply of any Pop Tart you want.
I mean, that's a lot of Pop-Tarts. If you're really diligent about like just like standing there and like grabbing them and taking them out, like you
Yeah.
probably turn those Pop-Tarts over, make a good
You-
profit, you know?
Quite possibly.
I'll start a Pop Tart stand outside
But-
my house.
What happens?
Okay. I don't know how much business Pop-Tart stand does. You might have a really busy
If it's
street, though. I
if
don't
it's
know.
coming out perfect for every customer, word will get around.
Yeah, what you can do
Where's-
is you could bring your Pop Tart box at like once the club closes down and people are coming
Yeah.
out and be like,
Oh, man. People are going to be all
$5?
over your Pop-Tarts.
$5 for perfectly exactly as you want Pop Tart right now because you're drunk and hungry and going home.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
basically, you could be selling basically any food. And you're going to have
True.
a rabid audience at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I ate one of those nasty hot dogs one time. Definitely regretted it. All right, that's the show. That's the DCP 284. Yeah, 284. Thank you very much for watching and hanging out. We appreciate it. Shout out to our Patreon members and our Twitch subs for supporting the shows. Yeah. Mylin,
Check out the merch.
yeah, check out the
Very
merch shop.
cool.
Yep. And if we could all wish Mylin better choices in video game life, that'd be great, right?
Yeah, if you could pop into a stream and just remind him.
Give
you
him
know.
some words of guidance to
Yeah.
not get swayed into the dark side of whatever it is he's doing. We are all concerned, right?
We are concerned.
We're concerned. Yeah.
I've apologized. How many times do I have to apologize?
Actions speak louder than words, Mylan.
True.
Yeah.
True.
They do. That's the show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.